Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Hi everybody and welcome to my August reading plans, and boy do we have some stuff to get through. I have a ginormous TBR for August. Not all of it is must-read things. A lot of it is actually giving myself a lot of choices to choose from. As you'll see, I am participating in a readathon that I'm not helping host it, but I will be participating and I will definitely be posting about it. So I wanted you to know about it if you haven't seen the announcement videos or haven't heard about it. There is going to be the Romance Readathon going on for the entire month of August, and this readathon is put on by, let me pull it up here. I have all the notes for everything so that I don't mess anyone up. So this is it has its own Instagram, which I'll link down below. And then there are like 10 different Instagrammers included. And yeah, this was put together by mainly, a few of them here. And it looks so exciting. So you're able to pick a team. I picked Team Seductress. Again, you can go to this page to learn more about the other teams, but my team is being hosted by Crystal and Tiffany, and I really liked the idea of it anyway. And then there is a Discord for this as well, which I joined, and I'm getting so excited for it. But basically, it's going to be a little bit themed after like Lady Whistledown and Bridgerton, but any books that you read will count. So that's why I'm really excited to do this. So I actually wrote it in my folder. I'll show you. I made a pretty little page in my journal to track everything that I'm going to read for the Romance Readathon. But I picked Team Seductress, which our kind of mascot is Lady Naomi Shin, who is this like scandalous widow. And then we are earning points to get to choose if the man we marry is like a duke or a viscount or an earl. Like, we'll be able to pick that by first place. And then there are also, you can either do the Sapphic track and be winning a woman, or you can do the male track and be winning a man. Which, if you're a man participating, it could be the gay track or the straight track, whichever you choose. You can pick a crooked or a bent track. It literally doesn't matter. But you'll get points for however long the book is. So this is where, like, you'll see a couple of the fantasy books that I'm reading this month aren't romance ones, but, well, there's one of them, but you get from 50 to 500 points, depending on how long the book is. Anything over 500 pages is 500 points, and anything over 1 page is at least 50 points. So pretty cool. And then you get bonus points if it is a romance, if it is a historical romance, and if it is LGBTQ+ or a BIPOC author. So potentially, if I, as an example, were to read a Stacy Reed romance that had, let's just say, had a I read a historical romance by Stacy Reed. She's a BIPOC author. It's a historical romance, and it's romance. So, plus this one is 238 pages. So I would get 200 points for the length, and then 125 bonus points. So it would be 325 points for reading this. And there will be a Google form where you get to put in each book that you read. Wow! Spilling my coffee over here, don't mind me. So yeah, and every single book you read will count. So I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I can't wait to get involved in this, and you'll see when I get to it that I have my normal TBR, and then because, my home is filled with historical romances, and so is my Kindle. There have been many historical romances I have snagged in, free giveaway, like free giveaways and Stuff Your Kindle days that I've just never got to. And then I have books on my shelves that I haven't got to, and I have audiobooks in my library that I haven't got to. And so besides my regular TBR, I also have, I think, 20 historical romances that I will possibly choose from to read, including some from you guys that were recommendations in my book rec form. I went through there and picked some books as well. So let us dive in. Let us start with the Patreon and the Patreon books I'm going to read. So the Patreon book for August is going to be Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, which I have not read yet. But funny enough, the first book in this series was one of the first Patreon reads that I did. It was like the second or third one. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing Declan and Iris. This is for Grumpy Sunshine. This one was picked. And I think this one is going to be like an arranged marriage and they need to have a baby, which seems amazing. I didn't love the first book, but I've heard this is a lot of people's faves. So, yeah, I'll be reading this one for them. Then some books that are rereads for people. Heartless, Last Light, and The Bully were picked. And then there is Honey from the Lion by Jackie North, which is, I guess, an time travel romance. And then I'm still waiting to hear from 2 patrons. So you know who you are. If you haven't told me what your books are, let me know so that I can order them or whatever I need to do. Then let's go over the arcs and new releases that I'm going to be trying to read in August, which I have a few historicals for that as well, which I'm excited to get to. These aren't necessarily by the dates that they come out, so just know that. They're just, I put all the books that I know are coming out in here. So there is Selena by Minerva Spencer. This is going to be book 3 in her Bellamy Sister series. So hyped for this. Both of the first books in it are favorites of mine, and I do highly recommend those books for the Romance Readathon if you're interested. Very much love those. An Earl to Remember by Stacey Reed. This book comes out in August as well, and I have an arc of that one that I've been very full of restraint from reading. I've been waiting, and I'm glad I did because, as I mentioned, Stacey Reed is a BIPOC historical romance author, so she'll be worth quite a few points for me. The Duke Gets Desperate by Diana Quincy. Now, I think this one doesn't come out till September or October, but since it's historical that I have an arc for, I figured I'll give that one a go in August. Then we have God of Ruin by Rena Kent, which actually comes out one of the last days of July. I think it comes out the 28th or something like that. And I plan to read that one as soon as I can. This is the first Rena Kent series that I've been super excited for. There weren't any arcs available for this. Rena Kent has had to severely close her arc team because of people stealing her books, which is very sad. But either way, I'm going to read it the day it comes out. This one's going to be Landon, and I'm so interested in his romance. And on the plus side, since it will be coming out on audio the day it releases, that'll be good for me. Hideaway Heart by Melanie Harlot. This will be the next book in her Cherry Tree series. This one is is it like a celebrity and a bodyguard romance? I think so. I wasn't a huge fan of the first book in the series. It was lacking some of the connection that I've read in previously from Melanie Harlot, but we're diving in. I can't wait. The Good Girl by Nikki Sloan. I will be getting an arc for this book hopefully very soon. Can't wait. Also, I didn't write this one down because I will be reading it in July, but Twisted Hearts by Jagger Cole comes out August 3rd, but I get an arc for that this month. That's why I have it on July's TBR. But for you guys, if you don't know, Twisted Hearts will be out soon. Two for Tea by CM Nacosta. I am on CM Nacosta's like street and arc team. And the only arc I've gotten so far from her was like one I had already read the book for because it went out late, but I'm excited for this one. This is monster romance, of course. Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. I put this one off, but now I'm kind of glad I didn't because this one is a romance and it's an LGBTQ plus author. Because I believe Katie Robert is bisexual. From what she shared, I believe that she is. If not, that's okay. Then I won't count it for that. But this is her 5th book in the Dark Olympus series, and it is the one I'm most nervous about because it does have an open relationship, and I'm nervous about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a huge fan of open relationships, but even though I've had issues with Katie Robert in recent years, she also is an author who introduced me to a lot of things. So I'm so torn. I wish I didn't know some authors' personal preferences for certain things, but I still want to read her book really bad. Soul of a Witch by Harley LaRue. This book I will be getting an ARC for as well. This one comes out near the end of the month. This one I've been waiting for so long, but I'm so glad that it is coming. This will be the final book in the Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue, and I am ready for it. Poppies and Silk by Tanya Fisher. So this is a historical romance, and last year, I think it was just last year, I read this author's historical debut. It's actually she's a Western historical romance author, and she wrote Letters from Dogwood, which I swooned over so hard. And so this book comes out the end of July, and I will probably read it during August for the readathon as well, because it's historical. Feathers from the Sky by Jess Wisecup. She still has not announced an exact date for this, but I did pre-order the release box from this, and she just updated the delivery date to August, so I'm pretty sure this one will be listed in August for sure. Then Recollection by Noelle Adams. This book will be releasing soon, and Noelle Adams, if you don't know, is Claire Kent. I try to share that when I can. Besides her like dystopian and like sci-fi romances, she writes contemporary angsty romance under Noelle Adams. And Recollection is going to be an amnesia romance. She's starting a new series. She said that will have tropes that she loves, but she's been too scared to write. So there'll be, she said there'll be some really fun ones within that. So Recollection's coming. Whispers in the Dark will be from Lily Main and Nicole Knight. And this one's also coming the end of July and is going to be a monster MF romance, I think. Maybe it's not monster, but I think it's going to be a dark romance, and she's co-authoring this one. And then I also just received a copy of Plays Well with Others by Lauren Blakely. I kindly got a cute little book box with this that had a candle and a wooden spoon in it. And so this one is a fake dating between best friends. Let me see if I have that. Here we go. Fake dating, he falls first, best friends to lovers, cinnamon roll hero, alpha in the bedroom, equal opportunity, accidental nudity, that's cute, horny baking, and extra spicy rom-com. So the audio is also out for this one already. And I've been getting some physical copies of Lauren's books lately, and I've been enjoying them. So we'll probably do the audiobook of this one in August sometime. And then, yeah, we'll see how that one goes for sure. So those are the ones I have written down right now that are ARCs and new releases that I want to try to get to. Next, let's do my book clubs and buddy reads and viewer recommendations. I have those all put together. So I will be continuing my buddy read of the Inheritance series with Crystal, and we'll be going on to Eldest, which I can't wait. This may be my favorite book in the series, I think. I think I like it the most. I never finished my reread of this back when I reread the first one because I got sucked into more romance. But I was doing a reread of these back in 2019 when the special anniversary edition of Aragon came out. So yeah, we'll be rereading Eldest, and I can't wait. I absolutely love this. So this is the one that, this doesn't have romance, but it is, this book is 668 pages. So this one will still count for 500 points for the readathon. So at least it's still worth something, right? Then for the ABCs of Love readathon, we are still trucking right along with that. We will be reading Pursued by Andrea Johnson and Quintessentially the One by Aletha Romig. Now I saw this one just got a new cover too. And this is, I think, only the second author in the whole read along so far that I've read one of their books before. So I'm very intrigued to try this one for sure. Then I have one of my books from the 12 Recs from 12 Friends Challenge. I didn't do one of these the last 2 months, but I am ahead of schedule because I read a lot of them to begin with. So yeah, this one, Just Like Heaven by Trelina Pusey, was recommended by, sorry, I didn't write that down, but I have it. Just Like Heaven was recommended by Reading Romance HEA on Instagram. So yeah, I only have 4 books left that are the 12 recs from 12 friends. So I think I only need to do like one a month and I'll have it done. So we'll do that. Don't know anything about this one. Then I want to read Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wilsner. So this one is supposed to be a spicy sapphic romance. Now this one isn't KU or I'm hoping it'll be on Anyplay, but otherwise the ebook for this is $11. So maybe I'll just go to Barnes & Noble and see if they have a physical copy of it. I don't know. But this is a best friend's mom sapphic romance. So I love that idea. I love the taboo of it being best friend's mom. I've read gay romance that are best friend's dad. So I'm excited to read best friend's mom. I'm excited, and I want to find some sapphics that I really love. I've either read where they are clean, which I don't love. I want some smut. The girls deserve it too. Or I've just read like lesbian erotica, which also doesn't feel quite right. I don't know. I've been very, very moved by some gay romances I've read, and I want to find sapphic romance that does that for me. So this one was recommended by a viewer, and when I saw what it was about, I grabbed it, and I also told some of my friends about it because they also love sapphic romance. Then I have Choosing Her Alpha by Isoellen and More Than Survival by Kate Elmary that were recommended by viewers. So those are from my viewer rec form. And if you go to the description down below, you can recommend a book to me there. I know some of you end up recommending a book 2 or 3 times. It is always in the form if you put it there. I don't get rid of it. It's still there. There's just over 700 books in there. And when I'm looking for a certain book, I go to the book rec form. So know that it's there and I check it out. And you don't have to put it in 3 or 4 times. I'll find it. But if there's a book you want to recommend to me, go ahead and put it in there. Also, sometimes if you feel ignored, it's because I've already read the book. So I haven't mentioned this in a long time because people just put books in my book rec form. There's specifically a certain group of people who they know about my form and they put books in for me, and I love it because they regularly read a book that they love and they put it in there for me. And I love seeing that. But it would help me a lot if before you recommend a book, you just check Instagram. Just check it and see if it says that I've read it, because then I don't have to waste time taking books out that I've already read, right? Like I had someone put, what was the one? Someone put in like Cora Riley's newest book recently. And I was like, I mean, I read that the day it came out, so it's okay. I don't expect everyone to know all my content. I am not entitled enough. But either you'll look and you'll see that I've already read it and you'll see what I rated it and you'll know how I feel about it, and then you can look up in my videos to see what I thought, or because I do review every single book that I read, so you can check there, or you'll see I didn't read it and you're like, aha, Jen hasn't read this, and you send it to me. Anyway, do that if you will, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're to the possibility part of this. So like I said, I have, let me see. So I have currently 16 historical romances that are possibilities for during the readathon. Will I get to all of them? Highly unlikely. Will I change which ones I'm reading? Probably, because I may read one of these and then want to binge the whole series. Or I may be getting really frustrated with these, and so I'm trying an author that I love. What I did for this, like I said, is I picked books off of my Kindle, books that I already owned. I picked books that I found on Anyplay so that I had some audios to choose from. Because I get through historicals the best when I have audiobooks. And then I went with books that I own copies of them as well, or they're from authors that I've been wanting to try. So we very quickly will go through these. I haven't looked up what all of these ones are about, except for the 4 that I have physical copies of. So let's go. There is A Courtesan Submission by M. Brown. This one I have a free copy on my Kindle. There is Rescued by the Captain by Laura A. Barnes. This one I have on my Kindle, I got for free. The Harlot by Saska Walker. This one I do not own yet, and it was recommended by a viewer, so I want to try that one. Highlander Unchained by Donna Fletcher. This one was recommended by a viewer, and sadly is the only Donna Fletcher that I do not own. but I will still get a copy of that so I can read it. Hopefully, I've read quite a few Donna Fletcher, which is probably why this one got recommended, is people have seen me read it before. And I actually own, I think, quite a few of her books, but I haven't read this one. So, Charm School by Susan Wiggs. This one was recommended by a viewer, and I do own a copy of it, but I didn't dig it out of one of my shelves. But there's also audio available for this one, which is awesome. The Devil to Pay by K.C. Bateman, which K.C. Bateman is the indie name for Kate Bateman. Ooh, such a disguise. But this one was free at one point, and I think has like mummy vibes is what I've heard. Like there's like an archaeologist heroine or something. I'm not sure, but I'm excited. A Dangerous Proposal by Gillian Eaton. I have a Kindle free one of this one. Bed Me Duke by Felicity Nevin. I have this in KU. I saw this one recommended in the Upturned Petticoats and Undone Cravats group on Facebook. Highly recommend that group, by the way. It only recommends books with 3 spice and above. That's all that they recommend there. So it's a great place to go if you feel like historicals don't have enough spice going on in them or you want more. Definitely check out that group on Facebook. It is excellent. They have spreadsheets where it has the tropes listed, where there is like detailed information for like each author and all of their book. Like it's great. It's great. Check it out. But I snagged that one from there. This is a new release, and I heard it's very spicy and fun. And I think the heroine may be like neurodivergent or she's difficult or something. I can't remember, but I'm gonna get it. The Scoundrel Seeks a Wife by Gemma Frost. So I read an earlier book in this series as an ARC, and I didn't totally love it. But Gemma Frost is a indie author, and I have free copies of both this one and the next book in the series because she's had them free at different points. So I want to maybe read both of those, but I put the first one on here for sure. Somewhere I'll Find You by Lisa Kleypes. I don't own a copy of this one, but the audiobook is available on Anyplay, and I wanted to read a Lisa Kleypes for this, so I will do that one. Then there is some that I own. So Not the Kind of Duke You Marry by Kate Pembroke. I bought this when it came out because I heard good stuff about it. Never got around to it, but I did also get the audiobook for like $2. It was a sale at one point, so we'll have an audiobook for that one. To Tempt a Scandalous Lord by Liana de la Rosa. I'll either be reading this book or the next book because I may read this book before August, but I want to get through this Once Upon a Scandal series soon. I'm really liking this author. Her books are on Anyplay, so I will be reading a book by her. But this one is the one I think she recommended me when I was there, that this one, they have a wardrobe malfunction at a party and then they have to get engaged. So very intrigued by that. How to Marry a Marquess by Stacey Reed. This is the next book in the Wedded by Scandal series that I haven't read yet, and I wanted to catch up to this one because I believe she's supposed to have more books coming in this. So this one is the 3rd in the series, and I had skipped ahead to The Earl Met His Match, right? I read that one and was obsessed with it. And this is the one that I skipped, which is about the heroine's brother, which I might not like. I've heard, but the audiobook won't take me very long, and I want to catch up on Stacey Reed's backlist. So I may even read more of her books because I own quite a few of them, and she's worth a lot of points in this readathon. So there we go. And then the last book that I grabbed to do for this, to share, is The Legend of Leon Redmond. So this is a part of the Pennyroyal Green series. Now, I've only read like the 3rd book in this series and then the 10th book in this series, and this one is the book after the 10th one. But there was a tease for this one at the end of It Starts with a Scandal, which I read earlier this year, and I loved it, and I happen to own this one and some other Julianne Longs. And my friends, Jessin from Jessin Reads Romance and Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life, are really loving Julianne Long, and I've liked what I've read of her so far. So I snagged this one, I have the audiobook for this one, and I'm going to read this one, and then if I really like this, I'll maybe read some of the earlier ones in the series that I've missed before. So there we go. Those are all the books that I will either be reading or going to attempt to read. Again, the historicals may change as I fall in love with some characters and don't like some. And then I will be tracking every book that I finish will get me points. If you're interested in this readathon, you can be as into it or out of it as you want, but you can pick a team and be able to track every book that you read and get points for it. And then there's going to be weekly polls and challenges, and each character has a story that, based on the poll that we answer in the Discord, will push us in one direction or the other, and we get to have our own little love story, which I think is so clever. And the creators of this readathon worked so hard, and I can't wait to experience it. It's gonna be great. So thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what you're most excited to read in August. If there's anything that I didn't mention that I should have on my radar, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.